comes to an end. The A's will head out on a 9-game road trip tomorrow. The A's need a win, dropping the first 2 games of the series. It is also Japanese Heritage Day at the ballpark. The A's are donating $1 for every ticket sold to today's game. That money will go to the Red Cross for the relief efforts in Japan. There's also a silent auction going on. Matsui autograph photos are being sold. Framed autographed jerseys from Matsui and Ichiro Suzuki, the Mariners, are also being sold. And fan donations, as fans can make tax-deductible donations to the Oakland A's Community Fund at the A's silent auction table, which is located right here at the ballpark behind Section 120. You can also go to oaklandathletics.com, and all those proceeds, along with the money raised from this game, again, going to the Red Cross in the relief efforts in Japan. So a very important day here at the Coliseum. So not only are the A's looking for a win, but looking to help out a very difficult situation in Japan. And so a good day at the ballpark, whatever the outcome of the game is. Good look at the new alternate jerseys for the Athletics, the gold. I like them. I like them a lot. The A's will wear those for the first time today. A tribute going on the scoreboard right now as Matsui looks on. But right now, let's go back to public address announcer Dick Callahan.
At this time, please join in a moment of silence as we remember those who lost their lives in the Japanese earthquake and tsunami. Thank you. Thank you. And now to honor America, please rise and remove your caps for our national anthem as performed by the Japanese male choral group, Chorale May.
Whose stripes and
taking the field in the gold tops this afternoon. So we're just moments away from first pitch on Japanese Heritage Day here at the ballpark. Another gorgeous day for baseball.
Beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful, and I think the A's are going to be heading off from this first road trip, leaving this gorgeous weather. and Steve Vucinich, the A's equipment manager, and a long time, since 1968, had a big sign. It's cold, boys. We're leaving it. It's going to be cold. Yep. Bring the heavy jackets. Nice thing that's as we get to Toronto, won't need them there with the roof closed, but Minneapolis, Chicago, each club now provides parkas for the visiting teams as they come in, Major League Baseball logos. So Vuce doesn't have to pack those, but it's spoiling to start this weekend. I think at one time they actually arranged the schedule so the season started in warm weather cities. I think that changed.
How nice is it? Let's check out our game time weather brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission is free. The boardwalk is open this weekend. 66 degrees and not a cloud in the sky. So a nice, cool, but sunny, comfortable Sunday afternoon at the ballpark. And the A's, they need a win. I know we're only 3 games into the season, but the A's need a win. A couple of disappointing performances the first 2 games of this series. The A's really not played good baseball the first 2 games, so they'll try to salvage the final game of this series. The Mariners starting lineup this afternoon looks like this. Ichiro Suzuki, who's had a good series so far, 4 hits. He'll lead off and play right field. Sean Figgins at third. Milton Bradley and left. Jack Cust is the DH. Justin Smoke, the switch hitter, at first. Miguel Oliva, the catcher. Ryan Langerhans in center. Brendan Ryan at short. Jack Wilson at second. That is the Mariners starting lineup. And that lineup will face Gio Gonzalez.
Well, the alternate jerseys this year, we no more have the black jerseys, so the gold, and who better to start wearing those than Gio Gonzalez, who always wore the black alternate. Gio's not lost to the Mariners here at the Coliseum, 3-0, and 4-1 career against the Mariners. No decision last year after he won 3 and 1 no decision. So Gio has pitched well. Whereas in the Western Division, you face these guys 19 times on the season, so it means the starting pitcher can start a lot against one of these Western Division teams. And Gio Gonzalez, hope his good luck is the stopper today for the Athletics in any losing streak.
Behind Gio Gonzalez defensively, Willingham, Crispin, DeJesus in the outfield, Kuzmanov, Bennington, Ellis, Barton on the infield. Kurt Suzuki again behind the plate catching Gio Gonzalez. So Gonzalez has finished up his warm-up tosses, and we are set to go as Ichiro comes to the plate. Mariners winning on Friday night 6-2. Mariners winning last night 5-2. And a big part of those 2 wins has been the gentleman stepping in the box, Ichiro Suzuki.
Well, he's done something in the first 2 games that I don't think I've ever seen him do in a season, much less the first 2, and that's to square around a bunt.
Yeah, well, 3-4 times we've seen
First
that.
pitch.
Both games he's attempted, but at least maybe showing it to draw the third baseman in. Kuz, the rest of the infielders always play close anyway with Ichiro at the plate.
4 hits, 3 stolen bases in the series for Ichiro Suzuki. Breaking ball drops low, 2-1. Mariners with 11 runs and 19 hits in the first 2 games of this series. They got 1 home run. They have stolen 5 bases. Two and 2. Gio Gonzalez, 25-year-old left-hander. Just missed with a fastball. We got a full count. Sean Figgins in the on-deck circle.
Gio had a tremendous spring. Started with his first start against Cincinnati. Struck out 5 of the 6 batters he faced. If he stays healthy all season, he could have a spectacular 2011.
Base hit left field. Ichiro got a fastball, just served it to left.
Ichiro, of course, has at least 200 hits every season last night. Tied and broke the Mariners' record for most hits. Career, breaking Edgar Martinez, and there was the infield single, and here's the one that did it. And that was the go-ahead run that Ichiro flared one to first base. Combine his totals in Japan and here.
Yeah, you want to do that? I could tell you.
I know.
Coming into today, 2,248 hits here in the States, 1,278 hits in Japan. Barton into foul territory.
Barton
fights the sun and he dropped it. And I'm afraid that's going to be an error, folks. That is the third on Barton.
3 in 3 games. And well, the way the Mariners are playing and take advantage of A's mistakes, he cannot afford this to happen. He got under it, camped under it perfectly. Sunglasses were there. And then as the ball came down, backpedaled a little bit and must have hit hard in his first baseman's mitt and clanked it. Instead of an out, it's now 2 strikes. Gio has been quick pitching in a sense. That's the first throw over to first base, but he's come to a set position and a little bit of a slide step and unloading quickly to the plate.
Swing and a miss. Nasty pitch. Fitch strikes out.
That's how you do it. Take care of business yourself with a good breaking ball down and in. This is one of his specialties. He has added the backdoor curveball to right-handed hitters, but that one the hard one. And for Gio with the right-handed hitters, for him to finish with his pitches, that means pitch inside. When he tries to aim it to the outside, sometimes he does not have the same success.
Talking about the hit totals for Ichiro Suzuki combined between major leagues here and in Japan. With that hit, he now has 3,527 hits combined. 3,527, including his 9 years in Japan.
Well, the way he started this season, he may have got 300 hits this year. Got the all-time record for most hits in a season. Yeah. But he may fly past that.
Bradley hits one well to right field. De Jesus racing back, still going back near the wall, and he's got it. Ichiro returns to first. Well hit ball by Bradley, but De Jesus, a very good outfielder, got back there and made the play.
Well, Bradley just looking fastball, got it 2-0, and even though he hit the opposite field, showed some power. Fortunately, a pretty good pitch by Gio down and away, and De Jesus tracked it perfectly and looked it right into his glove.
So 2 outs for Jack Cust. Milton Bradley, after the ball was caught, he was walking back to the dugout and he reached down, dug up some grass and flipped it in the air to see if the wind was blowing out at all.
You hit a ball like that on a line, wind's not going to affect it. I mean, that was a line drive opposite field. You got it up, it might be different. It's tough to look at the view corridors and see the flags because they'll blow different directions.
I needed a little help. Did I get any? Maybe not.
Going straight down.
Jack Custis had a pretty good series against his old team.
Well, he did something last night that he wanted to do a lot more of with the Athletics, and that's swing 3-0. He did, got a base hit to tie the game.
He just has just the one hit, but it was that hit Ray's talking about, and it was a big one. He's also walked 3 times with a couple of RBIs. Little flare, and leaping up is Kuzminov, and he can't quite get it. Shift was on, so Kuzminov was playing right at the shortstop spot. Pennington heads up play. Pennington, who was playing behind second base, raced over to third because nobody was at third, and Ichiro was thinking about taking off for third.
Well, it's always tough to judge a power hitter breaking his bat. You just don't know how hard the ball has been hit. That's why it made it very difficult for Kuzminov to try to time his jump to get to the ball. But you're right, heads up play with the shift. Ichiro not going to third. So Johnny Damon doing it in the World Series.
Yeah.
With a shift, stole second, went to third with nobody covering.
Bounce back to Gonzalez. So Gonzalez is going to get just to smoke. The Mariners get a couple of hits. They strand two. Bottom of the first coming up. No score. But no run, so the A's come to bat in the bottom of the first. A's starting lineup is brought to you by Fremont Bank. Crisp, Barton de Jesus, Willingham, Matsuy Suzuki, Ellis, Kuzmanov, and Pennington.
Doug Fister, 6'8", so he's got good downward movement with 4 quality pitches. Fastball, a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer, a very good curveball, slider and a changeup. He started 4 times against the A's last year. No decision his first. Actually lost his first game, but then won 3 straight. So the A's have had their difficulties with this tall right-hander. Let's hope today is not the case, the similar case.
5 starts last year against the Athletics. How about that? Doug Fister from Marcet. So he's got, I'm sure, a nice ticket list today. Facing Coco Crisp.
Between he and Fuentes, both from Merced. Maybe they have a lot of people here. Let's hope so.
Coco Crisp right up the middle. So a good start for the A's here in the first. Defensively behind the tall right-hander Doug Fister. Mariners line up like this. Bradley, Langerhans, Suzuki, left, center, and right. Figgins, Ryan, Wilson, Smoke, third to first. Olivo is the catcher. Fister is the pitcher. Doug Fister is 27 years old, 6'8". 7th round draft pick in 2006. Good start to the season for Derek Barton. A 3-hit game last night. 3 for 8. A couple of doubles. Jesus in the on-deck circle. A couple of years at Merced College and then Fresno State for Doug Fister. He got off to a very fine start last year. And then he went on the disabled list. Sore shoulder in June, but at the time that he went on the disabled list in June, he had the 3rd best ERA in the American League, 2.45. Problem is, when he came back from the disabled list, he did not pitch very well. But the Mariners like what they see in this young man. And he is pitching out of the 3rd spot in their rotation. Crisp with a huge lead. And he doesn't go, and the pitch is high, 2-1. Coco danced off, and then he danced off again. And he had about as big a lead as you can get, but he did not go.
Well, Fister, like the A's, Brandon McCarthy, tall, which means they throw down. And the curveball that Fister likes to throw, a lot of times is not a strike. As you give up on it, it has to be in the zone. It's a good fastball, although not with great velocity, but very good movement.
And he does not walk a lot of guys. So he will rely on pretty good Mariners defense. Mariners have not made an error in this series. There's that curve, and that is a strike call. Big overhand curve, and Barton couldn't pull the trigger. And it looked like a pretty good pitch.
Now, like I said, hitters don't swing at it a lot. They give up on it, and it goes just downward. That's a 12-6, and that is an outstanding curveball. And it's first of the game, and it's a good one for the strikeout. So basically, he was saying, I'll throw it 2-2. If I miss, I probably won't come back with it. Got the call. Paul Emmel liked it, and looked like a very good pitch.
Up and away to David DeJesus.
Fisher's probably a little bit upset with Paul Emmel. There's not a high strike umpire. He's thrown a few already in this first 3 batters that have been close but have not been called strikes. So that says that Paul Emmel has the low zone. There it is. That's a little bit too low. So kind of bring it in the medium a little bit. This is a pitcher's pitch. You get it down there, nobody's going to hit it. And plus, you get the call.
Paul Emmel having a little conversation with the A's dugout. So they're saying the same thing we're saying. Pitch may have been down a little bit.
Well, they see the height standing where they are in the dugout.
Toward left field, Bradley backing over, makes the catch for out number 2. Yeah, if you're in either dugout, you're going to see up and down. You're not going to see inside outside. So generally, if there's a questionable call, high or low, you will hear it from the dugout.
Willingham.
2 outs, Chris still at first, and here's Josh Willingham. A couple of hits and 3 RBIs so far for Willingham in the series. Big hit last night.
Well, he's doing exactly what he said he would be doing when he came over from Washington, that showing a little power but using the whole field. 2-run home run to left field on Friday night, and then an opposite field base hit last night to tie the game.
I just think it's great to see it. A power hitter, RBI guy. Get a run scoring hit, goes the other way, which kind of tells you he's thinking about one thing, just driving the run.
Well, that's it. You take the runs batted in. You might hit 30, 35 home runs, be great. But the bottom line, you drive in runs and you get over 100. You take the base hits to do it.
Willingham, a hard hit ball to right field last night to tie up the game in the 8th inning. Hit hard but foul. Pretty good start for Willingham on opening night. This was the very first inning.
Levo moved inside, and Josh Willingham with a warm first pitch, which might have helped that ball get over the out-of-town scoreboard. So first at bat as a member of the Athletics on opening night. A 2-run home run, joining Frank Thomas last to do that. In 2006, Big Hurt had a big season.
I would say. He was in the MVP voting, wasn't he?
Nick Swisher, that was a fun season to watch. 1 hit a home run, and you figured if Swish hit one, Frank would hit one also, vice versa.
Big curveball and a foul tip caught by Oliva. Willingham doesn't agree. Willingham is arguing that he did not foul tip that ball. But Paul Emmel says he did, and that means it's a strikeout. We'll send Olivo, Langerhans, and Ryan against Gio Gonzalez. A couple of hits for the Mariners in the first. They did not score. Miguel Olivo had a big hit last night. It was a pinch hit, and it was in the 9th inning, and that is when the Mariners scored 3 times to break the 2-2 tie.
That's a pitch Gio Gonzalez throws consistently between his fastball and his curveball, and that changeup that he just threw. Hitters sit on the fastball, especially when you throw as hard as Gio does. So to throw a couple of different curveballs plus an outstanding changeup makes it very, very tough to hit.
Olivo has faced Gio Gonzalez 5 times. He's 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. Tapper foul. So 5 at bats is not a lot to go by, but when it's 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts, it jumps out at you.
Not enough to discourage Eric Wedge from inserting him in the lineup today.
No.
Sometimes those numbers can be misleading to the point of, even just like you say, 4 strikeouts at 5. Well, maybe he needs a day off. You know,
I always thought, just from a statistical standpoint, when you look at the at bats a hitter has against a pitcher, I thought you needed maybe at least 15 to get a little bit of an idea. Anything less than 10 probably doesn't tell you a whole lot. Fastball running away, and Olivo strikes out.
A6 season tickets allow you the flexibility to customize your own plan. Choose premium games with the A's take on the Giants, the Red Sox, and Yankees. Or go for some of the season's fantastic promotional dates, like Ricky Henderson bobblehead day on April the 30th, or the July 16 doubleheader against the Angels. For more information, call 510-638-GO-A's or visit oaklandathletics.com/season tickets. Doubleheader? Did I say doubleheader?
Remember when we saw that on the schedule?
Yeah.
Thought it was a misprint.
Well, the best
but
part,
a good idea. I like it.
The best part about it was a 4-day All-Star break.
Well, and that we liked too. They basically took the Thursday game after the All-Star break and moved it to Saturday to make it a doubleheader. And I believe we're televising the second game of that doubleheader. 0-2 to Ryan Langerhans. Gio pumping the fastball in there, just missed outside. If you're a team that consistently sells out or has huge crowds, well, then you're probably not going to do the doubleheader. The A's do not sell out a lot, so they can afford to do that. But they will have a big crowd, a doubleheader against the Angels.
Still remember the time the Minnesota Twins did that a few years back. The A's actually were at the old Metrodome for the doubleheader, and they thought they were going to have one of those so-so seasons. They started off great and said, why did we do this?
Bad idea.
They lost a gate, but still made a lot of people happy with the doubleheader.
Shot to right. DeJesus near the wall, and Langerhans has given the Mariners a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, maybe Eric Wedge going against the odds today by putting the left-hander in the lineup against Gio Gonzalez, but he gets his first hit of the season, and he did not miss the fastball. Supposed to be outside, and Gio left it towards the middle of the plate. And there's that 2-2 count where Pfister against the Derek Barden threw the curveball. But in this case, Gio threw the fastball 2-2, and looked like Langerhans was thinking all the way that that's the pitch he was going to get, and did. But the one thing the Mariners have done, first 2 games, they've already started that today. Get a couple of strikes, they're fouling off tough pitches and getting another chance. And in the case of Langerhans, fouled off a tough one. after starting the at-bat 0-2 and worked it to 2-2, got this fastball.
Two and one to Brendan Ryan.
Okay, I'm going to get a fastball, and Ultra Mode's going to show me saying, there it is, and what a great swing. That is a classic left-handed swing.
Well, wouldn't you say, Ray, Gio Gonzalez's curveball is so good, you're probably not going to hit it. Even if it's around the strike zone. It has so much break, and it's a late break.
Probably better against right-handers, though, because they see it coming, think it's a good pitch, and then swing over it. And that was the case actually with Olivo. Blew him away with a fastball, but he got Figgins with a good curveball in the first inning.
So full count to Ryan with Jack Wilson in the on-deck circle. 1-0 Mariners. Langerhand's home run. Pop foul as Ryan got a fastball.
Ace pitcher started this spring training and started this season thinking their offense was going to be producing more runs. That has not been the case so far in the first 2 games. And Gio finds himself behind again, and what pitcher starts to do is start thinking, I can't give up any more. You don't need to have a pitcher thinking that way. You want the offense to be able to produce some runs so it can take a little pressure off the pitchers. And there they are. Arlo. Willingham has done his job.
One hopper to Mark Ellis, who grabs it, flips to first, 2 outs. And let's not forget, it's a Mariners team that the offense is a question mark, but the pitching staff's pretty good.
Yes, it is.
They had the 3rd best ERA in the American League last year. And they have a Cy Young Award winner at the top, so it is a decent staff. First pitch to Wilson, to Kuzmanoff's left. He's got it on the dive, gets up, throws in time. Nice play by Kevin Kuzmanoff. Takes a base hit away from Jack Wilson. Ryan Langerhand's the solo home run. 1-0 Seattle. Heritage Day at the ballpark, and right on cue, Hideki Matsui steps in.
Well, it's his day, so why not get his first hit as a member of the Athletics on Japanese Heritage Day? Take a lot of pressure off himself by getting a first hit. Might as well make it a home run on top of it. That'd even be better.
Well, his first hit would also be hit number 2,500 in his career. That includes both Japan and here in the States. down the left field line, hit pretty well, and that is going to be in for a base hit. Matsui to second, and there it is. Career hit number 2,500 for Hideki Matsui. Congratulations. A slicing double down the left field line.
Hideki Matsui has collected 2,500 career hits.
Oh, nice swing by Matsui. A very good idea with a fastball away. Serving it to left field. Just inside the line. And a good way to start this second inning for the Athletics. With a leadoff double.
Number 8, Suzuki.
See Brendan Ryan, the shortstop, coming over, saying congratulations to Hideki Matsui. Very, very well respected is Matsui. And a runner in scoring position for the Athletics against Pfister.
Well, last night the A's did something to score their first run. They had a runner at third, less than 2 outs, infield playing back. Even De Jesus drove the runner in with a ground ball out, and that's something that even this early, get him to third base in less than 2 outs, get him in.
Matsui's going to tag. Ichiro's throw. Matsui going for third. The throw is there, and he is out. Well, on Japanese Heritage Day,
Wrong guy to do it.
Japanese players putting on a show, and Ichiro wins this one.
Well, that was as perfect a throw. Little surprised, but maybe he just thought he could get him to make an offline throw. But Ichiro said, "You gonna try it?" Perfect, right on the bag. All Figgins had to do was reach to his left, make the play, and even though he tagged him high, got the call out anyway. But Ichiro started his big league career right here, threw out Terrence Long at third. At that point, not many have tested him since. 10 Gold Gloves. He'll win another one this year.
I think, was that his first game? I think it was too.
Everybody said, wow. But he barely maybe got the right knee as he slid in. But just a player, an outfielder, you just did not test his arm. He just is so good. It's almost like Pedro Rodriguez catching. Guys don't try to run on somebody like that. And it's something about Ichiro throughout his career. He's always ready.
2-2 to Mark Ellis.
You know, you could probably say that, I don't know, I'm sure there's some other outfielders that have strong, accurate arms. But because they don't take infield and outfield practice before a game like they did at one time, a lot of times the guys just not work on their accuracy and their arm strength. But Ichiro is never lost.
So the leadoff double, but the A's do nothing with it. Side retired. We are headed to the third on Japanese Heritage Day. 1-0 Mariners. third inning. Ichiro Suzuki's going to lead it off. He led off the ball game with a base hit, his 5th hit in the series. And Ryan Langerhand's solo home run in the 2nd inning, the only run in the game so far.
High curveball strike called by Paul Emmel. So maybe the strike zone fluctuating a little bit, especially north and south.
Good breaking ball there, but drops just a bit low.
I think the case of Brett Anderson, who pitched a very good game last night. Pitch got up a little bit too high, but these lefties and their curveballs are good, but for some reason hitters can see them a little bit easier. At least left-handers can than right-handers. I think they'll be bailing and have no chance to hit a good curveball, but either flick them off, flick them to opposite field. That
one had some fuzz on it, and the out is recorded, but was kind of slicing to Pennington's right, and he ended up having to backhand it, but he gets the out. Well, this true story is brought to you by McDonald's. It is the list of the 10 Japanese players on 2011 opening day rosters. Nishioka from Minnesota, we'll see him in a couple days. Over the weekend, he's the starting shortstop for the Twins. Hiroki Kuroda from the Dodgers, he'll start tonight against the Giants.
But Okajima was sent down to AAA by the Red Sox.
Yeah.
They will see Matsusaka, but Okajima at least start the season is not on the roster of the Red Sox. The way they're losing and chance of being swept by the Rangers, who knows what might happen.
Jesus on the run. He gets there in foul territory. And Texas leading Boston 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. 234 players on opening day rosters this year born outside the U.S. And that number continues to grow, right?
That's right. Look at the Yankees with 16. And Dominican Republic, of course, 88. And at the gentleman MLB Friday night, talking about it. And the minor leagues, I think I read it something like 48% foreign-born players. So young players get away from the video games, the computers, get out and play some baseball.
I agree with that.
Get some great exercise, but play this great game of baseball.
Willingham racing back, and he reaches up over his head. Bradley into second base, and that's a 2-out double. And Willingham's holding his left side a little bit.
Another line drive. Milton this time pulling the ball after hitting the ball to the right side, right field, caught by De Jesus, but Willingham started after it. His jump was very minimal, just off the tip of his glove, so a very tough line drive to gauge, and
that's the scary part right there.
Well, I think just reaching up, he might have strained a little bit. Let's hope that's all it was. But rib cage injuries, see too many of them.
It seems like every 10 years there's kind of like a, for lack of a better phrase, a popular injury, and it's that oblique side muscle injury. It seems like that's the popular one as of late. Mark Ellis backs up, big hop. He's going to have to hurry, and he throws just in time as they get Jack Cust. Bradley is stranded. So a hit, nothing else for the Mariners. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. Brought to you by Lowe's. It's opening day for your lawn. Visit your local Lowe's for savings and a free MLB fan guide. Compliments of Scott's. A's trailing 1-0, bottom of the third inning as Kevin Kuzminov lead it off against Pfister. A's have 2 hits, both of them leadoff hits. Crisp with a single in the first, Matsui with a double in the second. Kuzminov, good swing there, behind in the count, 0-2. Kuzminov looking for his first hit here in 2011. He is 0 for 7, a couple of strikeouts.
You see the outstanding diving play that Kuzminov made. He had a few struggles in the first 2 games of the series. I don't care how long you played this game. If you come out opening day and you don't have butterflies, something wrong. It's just normal to be thinking about, here's a new season starting, and you know it's a long one, but the butterflies are there.
Just if you don't have butterflies, maybe that's telling me something.
That's right. Time to go do something else, but then you realize, I don't want to do anything else. This is a great game.
Base hit right field. Big curveball. Kuzminov waited nicely, and he has that first hit this year. Well, the youngsters, third inning on Sundays, they announced the starting lineup. This youngster is doing it in Japanese.
Shoto is shortstop, I guess, for Cliff Pennington.
Dick Callahan on the right, one of our all-time favorites. Bunted. Pfister, he'll flip to first, get the out there. Kuzminov to second. Let's see how the youngster does with Coco Crisp.
Sebango 4 Coco Crisp Center.
Coco sounds the same in every language, I think.
I like the something. Dick Callahan, of course, when Kevin Kuzminov is announced, he strings out all the O's, and they do it on the message board here.
Another chance for the A's against Pfister as Coco Crisp is in for his second at bat. 3 for 8 now in the series after his base hit in the first inning. Outside corner strike. The game is a final now. The Rangers beat the Red Sox 5-1. So that is a 3-game sweep for Texas.
Well, the biggest thing there is that everybody, or at least a lot of people, have picked the Red Sox to win it all in the World Series, not just the American League, but being world champions after signing Carl Crawford and Adrian Gonzalez, trading for Gonzalez, but signing Crawford. But the sweep of the American League champion, Rangers.
Right center field, and that's going to get down, and that's going to roll a while. 1 run scores. Here comes Coco Crisp around second, digging for third. In there with a triple. Tie game.
Now Coco, a tremendous spring, and he has continued the regular season. A fastball, and as soon as he hit it, he knew 1 out. I need to get to third base. So he was thinking 3 all the way when he hit it. And he did not hesitate at first. He picked it up at second base and then just continued on his own. Did not need help from Mike Gallego, the A's third base coach, except to tell him to slide, which he did feet first and not head first. So here's the gift run we talked about earlier. Last night the A's accomplished it. So the base hit by Kuz, the sacrifice by Pennington, and a triple by Coco, and the A's with a ground ball or a lot of different things have a chance to take the lead.
2-0 to Derek Barton, first RBI of the year for Coco Crisp.
Just very little, no strike, upper body. He waits and generates a whole bunch of power to drive the ball. Not only in this case a triple to the gap, but also home runs.
Strike called on the outside corner, 2-1.
Well, if there's ever time for a hitter to expand the strike zone and make contact, this is it. Derek Barton is just there waiting. Figgins, the only one of the infielders, is playing even with the bag. The other three deep. So a ground ball to ending the three. Pitcher and third base, the only place you don't want to hit a ground ball. Fly ball, of course, any hit, but Coco is there to go on contact, with the exception of a ball that is hit to the pitcher or to third base. May go on contact anyway. There's the setup. The gift run waiting.
Foul the other way. Just past the A's dugout.
But I think what a hitter has to think about in these situations, whether it's a bases loaded or a case of this for the run at third and less than 2 outs, the infield back, pressure's on the pitcher. A lot of times a hitter will put pressure on himself to try to do something, knowing that he's supposed to be able to drive in the run, but also realize the pitcher's the one's in trouble.
Fastball in under the hands of Barton. He was able to foul it back. Keep an eye on that Angels game, which has been back and forth. You saw the score: Angels 8, Royals 7 in the 8th inning. I think the Royals had a 5-0 lead in that game, and the Angels have come back. That's the final game of what is a 4-game opening series in Kansas City.
Whoa.
Wow. That was a better pitch than the first strike that was called, I think. This one called the ball. 3-2.
When you hear about too close to take, this might have been one. Unfortunately, Derek Barton got the call. That was close.
Line drive right at Smoke, as Pfister went with something off speed, and Barton hit it well, but right at Smoke. So out number 2, and it'll be up to David DeJesus. That's Eric Wedge, the Mariners' new manager. And Lou Piniella was ingrained in Seattle, did a terrific job as their manager. He left after 2002. Since then, they have had 7 managers. Figgins is going to have to hurry, and he throws just in time to get to Jesus. So Figgins was playing close, knocked it down, and gets the out, but the A's get a run thanks to crisp RBI triple. career hits in the majors. Justin Smoke leading it off. He'll be followed by Miguel Olivo, Ryan Langerhans here in the top of the fourth. 1-1 game. Smoke bounced back to the pitcher with a couple of runners on to end the first inning. This one's popped up shallow center. Coco's coming in and he goes into a dive and he caught it.
Do it all, Coco. Softly hit, but Coco a great jump and into slide on this beautifully manicured field by Clay Wood. No problems here.
Now batting,
just a little pop-up slide. So it was a great play by Coco after driving home the tying run. Like ball was slicing on him a little bit. Had to reach out to his left to be able to make the play. And the most important thing, he got up and he's okay. Every time Coco hits the ground, you have to worry. Gio did not want a leadoff bloop single.
Olivo, the hitter, who struck out swinging his first at bat. No walks, 2 strikeouts so far for Gio Gonzalez. Olivo last year with the Colorado Rockies. Got a 2-year, $7 million contract to sign with the Seattle Mariners.
Here's the money they saved with Kenji Jojima. Decided to give up the last 2-3 years of his contract.
With a little extra in your wallet.
Yeah.
Jojima was $8 million a year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Good breaking ball, but it just drops a little bit low. 3-2. Langerhans, the left-handed hitter, waits in the on-deck circle. Up and away, and he walks Olivo.
Fans come out on April the 15th for a new A's home cap presented by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Perfect for sunny day games at the Coliseum. This cap looks great on any A's fan. So don't forget that on Saturday, April the 15th, 6:05 versus the Detroit Tigers, 10,000 fans will receive an A's home cap. For tickets, call 877-493-BALL or go to oaklandathletics.com/tickets.
Breaking ball to Langerhans is outside. Langerhans with the solo home run in the second inning. Strike 2 call, or strike 1 call. A couple of breaking balls from Gio to start Langerhans off. Soft line drive. Gio has it, and that's a double play. So the A's get the double play. Nothing for the Mariners. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Willingham, Matsui, and Suzuki. And answer, who are the 3 players born in Japan with the most career hits in the majors? No surprise, Ichiro and Matsui. Dave Roberts, how about that?
The sneaky one.
Dave Roberts, now the first base coach with the San Diego Padres. Free dinners for Dave Roberts in Boston for the rest of his life.
Absolutely. No doubt there. Biggest stolen base in the Boston Red Sox history.
And they've been around a while.
Yeah, for the team that didn't steal a lot of bases, except when Tommy Harper was there. By the way, just a little correction on that last promo cap day. Saturday is the 16th, not the 15th. Those of you who pay taxes on the 15th know that it's on Friday, the 15th, but the 16th is Saturday. So in case you're thinking the schedule might have changed, it will be Saturday the 16th.
Two and one to Willingham, who struck out in the first. Now 3-1. Single run in the second for the Mariners, single run for the A's in the third. Matsui next, and then Suzuki. I think that's the giveaway today, Hideki Matsui jersey.
Well, I noticed at spring training in the souvenir stand store, there were 4 different racks of Matsui jerseys. Yeah. Any size you wanted, over there.
Hit hard off of the shortstop Ryan. It rolls behind him, and Willingham will be aboard. So leadoff hitter aboard for Willingham. Here's Matsui, who picked up his 2,500th career hit. Here is Japanese radio NHK.
レフトへフラットに寄ってラインはフェアだ。入りました。松井今シーズン初めてのヒット。二塁へ達します。ノーアウトランナー二塁。
Indeed, and it was, again, Japanese TV. I said Japanese radio. Japanese TV, NHK. So the double, that was leading off the second inning. So second at bat in the ball game for Hideki Matsui. It was an error on Ryan, the shortstop. That's the first error of the season for the Mariners.
He's an outstanding defensive shortstop. So, sure, that was a little bit of a shock, but a hard hit ball right at him, and sometimes those are the toughest. Bad hop right at the end, or hard hop.
Outside corner for a strike. 2-1 to Matsui. Matsui also closing in on 500 combined home runs. That's a big deal. He's got 493, so he's going to get that in an A's uniform.
We hope.
I'm just saying he's going to do it.
Well, I know he's going to do it. 7 should be nothing for him.
Shot right center. Langerhans dives, and he caught it. Looks like he may have misjudged it off the bat a little bit. And the ball hung up there, and he ended up making a diving catch.
Well, a lot of times the left hand, you get the hooking action on a ball. But Matsui, as he pulled open, the ball did not hook. It stayed straight, and even though he got the bad jump, Langerhans made an adjustment. Nice angle going after the ball, a nice diving catch. And, you know, you get a bad jump, you pick it up, and you dive, and you get on highlight tapes.
Okay. So here's Kurt Suzuki. Kurt is 1 for 7 so far this season. His first at bat, he had a fly ball to right field. Ichiro caught it. Matsui tried to go from second to third, and Ichiro threw him out. Strike call, 0-2. Sinking fastball down around the knees from Pfister. .59 pitches so far. Fly ball left field. Bradley shading his eyes, and he missed it. Almost hit him in the head. Willingham is going to try for third. He's going to make it. Suzuki to second. A's are in business thanks to poor defense by the Seattle Mariners.
Well, it's heads-up base running by Willingham, because once the ball was missed by Bradley, very tough left field here with the sun, there's no doubt, and puts the glove up, he has the sunglasses, but just missed it, and it did almost hit him in the head, but it bounced far enough away as Willingham was halfway to second base, and Milton tried to follow the ball down, shading his eyes and just trying to pick it up as he went down to the ground, but it did not enter his glove, and so the A's again an opportunity. They'll take it with a gift double by Kurt Suzuki on a sun that, well, it's always been a tough sun here.
And it's going to sound strange, but hey, Milton deserves a little credit there, because he hung in there hoping the ball would come out of the sun. Yeah. Most guys are bailing out, and he really did hang in there on it.
As he was going to his backside, he still had his glove up and still trying to find it. So it is not easy. You look up into a sun and try to find a white baseball. It's very hard to do.
I mean, most guys, if they know it's getting close and they do not see it, they're out of there. But he was hoping maybe at the last minute it would come out of the sun, but it did not. Mark Ellis bounced out in the second inning. One rolled foul, so the count 1-2. Fifth hit for the A's, that Suzuki double. So an error and a double lost in the sun. And the A's have a scoring opportunity against Pfister. Ellis hangs in there, pokes it foul. Kuzmanov waiting in the on-deck circle. Bounce toward short. Ryan has it. He'll get the out there. Coming in to score is Willingham, and the A's have a 2-1 lead.
And that's what you have to do. Mark Ellis fouled off some tough pitches and just contact. That's all you want to see is contact.
So Ellis gets his first RBI this year.
Waited right the last instant to make contact. Got it past the pitcher. Willingham going on contact and scored easily.
So here's Kuzmanov. Fastball first strike. Kuzmanov had a base hit to right field in the third. That was his first hit this year. Slowly hit. Figgins on the move. Throws out Kuzmanov, side retired, but A's get a run on some poor defense by the Mariners, so we head to the fifth. It's the A's 2 and the Mariners 1. A's 2 and the Mariners 1. Bottom of the 5th inning. Make that top of the 5th inning. So Gio Gonzalez with a lead to work with. Ryan, Wilson, and Ichiro, 8, 9, and 1 for Seattle. A couple innings ago, Ray, we started talking about the managerial situation for the Mariners. Eric Wedge, the new man in charge. It's kind of been a parade since Lou Piniella was there. Of course, Piniella there from 93 to 02, and he had some very good seasons, and very popular in Seattle was Lou Piniella. But since then, 7 managers in 9 years, and the 7 and the 9 include Eric Wedge this year. And that's a lot.
Well, it's too many, but they have not. When Don Wakamatsu took over, they had a good season, but last year, his second year, was fired after they ended up losing 101. He was not there at the end. A lot of hope after the 09 season, but that was not the case for 10.
Leadoff walk to Brendan Ryan. Second walk issued by Gio Gonzalez. Well, A's fans, it's time for Name That Pitch with the CSNCalifornia.com Catcher Cam. We put a camera on catcher Landon Powell and asked All-Star Trevor Cale to show us his stuff. Can you name that pitch? Log on to CSNCalifornia.com to see if you guessed correctly. Name that pitch at CSNCalifornia.com. Thanks to Catcher Cam. Jack Wilson steps in. But the names since Lou Piniella: Bob Melvin, Mike Hargrove, John McLaren, Jim Riggleman, Don Wakamatsu, Darren Brown, and now Eric Wedge. So 7 in 9 years.
Eric Wedge moved his family to Seattle. He doesn't plan to go anywhere.
Good for him. Looking at former managers. Romanic's going to trot out. Darrell Johnson was the first ever Mariners manager. Remember Maury Wills and Renee Latchman, 3 years the manager in Seattle. Dick Williams, 86, 87, 88.
Jim Lefebvre was the first to get him to a 500 record. They fired him. Wanted somebody to take him to the next level. I think it was Bill Plummer.
It was Bill Plummer, who was there for 1 year.
Yeah, and he didn't take him to the next level either.
And then Lou Piniella took over.
And I think Lou ended up going to Tampa Bay from there, so it wasn't as if he was fired. He just said, I want to go closer to home.
That's right.
Of course, grew up in the Tampa area. And last year, hung him up probably for good after not finishing the season with the Cubs. Lou Piniella, the great player with the Yankees and a great manager. Down in Florida with his wife Anita, the grandkids, and I think working for the Giants in some capacity.
He is, yeah.
He's an advisor to Brad Saber.
Yeah, if you can advise from your living room.
From Florida, yeah.
A, you're smart. B, you're smart.
You'll probably see some games in Tampa, down in Miami. A big shutdown inning right here for Gio if he can get it. And of course, walking Ryan didn't help. Wilson attempted a bunt. Now he has a count of 2-2. But for these guys in the batting order, they want to try to get on for Ichiro on the top of the order.
If the A's can turn it, they'll get the out at second, and that's it. It was just hit too softly, and Wilson runs fairly well. But they got the lead man. Well, it wasn't a particularly easy play for Cliff Pennington to charge and then have to throw back across his body. And it's tough to throw something straight. Mark Ellis, a good job staying at second base, keeping his foot on the bag, reaching out to his left to make the play with the runner coming in hard. That's when you like to think about Mr. Rogers and in the neighborhood. Because at second base, they want to protect the infielders as much as possible with a hard slide coming in from the base runner. High to Ichiro Suzuki. 5 for 11 in this series for Ichiro.
70 pitches for Gio, and that's good considering where Trevor Cahill and Brett Anderson were in the first 2 games of the series. He needs to just keep pitching well and try to go 7 today.
Pitches by inning breakdown, the second 21, but outside of that, pretty good.
If they could put up a different font size on that. Is that UBI?
Runner goes, pitches up and in, and Kurt Suzuki really never had a chance as Jack Wilson got a very good jump.
Could have walked a second. Guys going first moves, and even with a left-handed pitcher, not much attention being paid. Watch him take off. First move there. If Gio had any indication to throw to first base, he would have gotten him easily.
3-0 pitch is inside. So first and second, and a 1 out for Sean Figgins.
And one of the negatives for Gio last year was the number of walks.
Now batting
Maybe the only negative.
9,
That's exactly right.
92 walks in 200 innings.
But just in this inning is just not following through, it seems, and that's the concentration level. 33 starts, over 200 innings pitched for Gio.
Second in the league in walks. The guy who was first, C.J. Wilson. So both Wilson and Gio Gonzalez have very good years. So you can win, but you make it a little more difficult on yourself.
Well, that last pitch, example of, we're talking about finishing. He finished it. He didn't just try to throw and guide it and aim it. He let it go. And that's when Gio pitches his best.
Figgins 0 for 2. And what a lot of walks does, more than anything, it probably gets you out of the game quicker, and that can cost you a win or two when you have to leave the game earlier.
It helped Trevor have an early exit on Friday night. Trevor Cahill, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts.
Close pitch, but inside, 1-1. Milton Bradley in the on-deck circle. Nice crowd today on Japanese Heritage Day. 22,292. 22,292. Comfortable afternoon. Pennington has it right at him, and Ellis is going to turn it, and that's a double play. Hard hit ball, couldn't have asked for anything better. And the A's turn the double play. Mariners do not score. Bottom of the 5th inning. Pennington, Crispin Barton against Doug Pfister. Fastball on the outside corner to Pennington, who laid down a sacrifice bunt his first at bat. 1 for 4 so far this season. He is 1 for 14 in his career against Doug Pfister.
Well, he's done a good job mixing his pitches, Pfister, today, and get Derek Barton, as he did 3rd inning. The runner at 3rd, and the changeup on a 3-2 count. It's a very strange pitch, but a good pitch thrown.
A's have 5 hits in the game, a couple by Coco Crisp. They have a pair of doubles and a triple. Hit hard on the ground to Jack Wilson. He has it, and Pennington is out for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Time now for our Subway Eat Fresh Ask Glenn and Ray. You can log on to csncalifornia.com to post your question. Rick from Sacramento asked, now that Carney Lansford is on the coaching staff in Colorado, who is replacing him on the A's pre- and post-game show this year? Good question, and we got the answer for you. Of course, Shooty Babbitt will be back, as always. Former Athletic Greg Cadaret, a new addition, and also Sacramento native Fernando Vina, who had a very fine career as a big leaguer. So we welcome Greg Cadaret and Fernando Vina, who will join Shooty Babbitt. They will split it up.
Well, Greg Cadaret and Fernando, you got your work cut out for you to try to dress like the Shooty man, because he is dapper Dan.
Don't we all? Don't we all? Shooty's world, we're just trying to get along.
You know, Shooty yesterday was out here, and he was over in the auxiliary press box. Shooty, what are you doing? Doing my work, man. Doing my work. So he was out here. Didn't have his lid on, though, that he had on Friday night. We saw him in the diamond level, but Shooty's a good man. Just ask him. Right?
Hey.
Yeah, Shooty's the best.
Shooty's awesome. A 5-minute conversation with Shooty Babbitt will be as entertaining as any 5 minutes you will get. He will make you laugh. He'll make you think about it. And I'm talking baseball. He knows what's going on. An old A's uni.
Yeah, those are the 70s, early 70s.
Punched into right field. Ichiro got a good jump. He's got it. Well, Ray, the Kansas City Royals have tied it in the bottom of the 9th inning. 9-9 against the Angels, and they're still batting. So we'll keep an eye on that game. It was 9-7 going to the 9th. Fernando Rodney trying to close it. He has not been able to do it. If the Royals were to come back and win that game, now that is if they would take 3 out of 4 in that series.
And that would be 3 come-from-behind victories.
Yeah. The Royals have runners at 2nd and 3rd and just 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. So we'll keep you updated on how that finishes.
But you know, the one guy who's not panicking is Mike Scioscia, the manager. 11th year, I think, now managing the Angels. He got another 9 years on his current contract. But, you know, you want to get out of the gate a good note. You want to play good baseball. If you win, that's a bonus. But the main thing is play good baseball. The A's have not done that so far. in the first 2 games, making the number of errors that they have. So this would be a big boost for the A's to get a win in the final game of the series. But it's not a time to panic. You only panic if you're playing in postseason and losing early. Exactly. But when you have a long season ahead of you, you don't want to panic and start putting extra pressure on yourself. Derek Barton takes one of the ribs here.
Now batting, right fielder, number 12, David.
That was a thud. That was skin.
He'll have a mark tomorrow. Probably tonight. So a 2-out runner is Barton. And DeJesus will hit.
Well, the A's have the lead, but they need to keep adding on. And it's a good time with the off day tomorrow before the long trip to get some offense going on this Sunday.
You better have some offense going to Toronto. Because they will score runs, although the A's will match that with their pitching staff, certainly.
I'm told that Jose Bautista hit his second of the season, had one opening night they said was a monster shot. He only hit 54 last year, signed a $65 million contract. No pressure on him, huh? I mean, just like to see him hit 30, 35, and he's already hit 2 in 3 days.
I like watching him hit, though. He lifts that leg and just lets her rip.
No cheating in his vocabulary.
That's the pitching matchups for that 3-game series. Braden Reyes, a couple of lefties. Ben McCarthy, looking forward to seeing his first start against Jesse Lynch. And then Romero and Cahill, both opening day starters, will match up on Thursday. We will televise Tuesday and Wednesday. Just radio on Thursday. On the Wolf. Milton Bradley shading his eyes again, and this time he makes the catch. Side retired. A's leave a runner on to the 6th inning from the Coliseum. 2-1 Athletics. Fans know where to find the best deal in Bay Area baseball. Comcast Sportsnet California's authentic Fan Fridays at the Coliseum. $12. Get you a ticket in our value deck. It's right behind home plate. There it is, folks. Right there. Get you an authentic A's fan t-shirt, a cheer card, $6 food and drink voucher. The first authentic Fan Friday is April 15th versus the Tigers. Log on to csncalifornia.com to get your tickets. How about that? $12. You get a $6 food and drink voucher, you get a t-shirt, a cheer card, thanks to Comcast Sportsnet California. Barton and Suzuki. And it's going to be Barton right in front of the Mariners dugout to get Bradley.
And welcome back to the foul territory here at the Coliseum. Any other park in the American League, that ball's in the seats. And Milton Bradley gets another swing, but Derek Barton, nice job of hustling. And you knew he wasn't going to drop the second one today. Dropped one earlier. It's not going to happen again. Pitch count's good for Gio.
Jack Cust, a single and a ground out. Takes a fastball right there for a strike. Still keeping an eye on that Royals-Angels game. The Royals have the bases loaded and one out in the bottom of the ninth inning. Good breaking ball. Cust watches it snap in there for a strike. 1-2.
Be interesting to see Jack Cust hitting Safeco Field. Of course, a big yard, and a lot of times home run hitters are cheated a little bit as far as the dimensions. But Jack has power to take it out any part of any park. Last year it seemed here not as many home runs and more of a higher batting average, which is we've not been accustomed to seeing with him. Still great to see him the opportunity after leaving the A's to get to Seattle and be their DH, hitting fourth for Eric Wedge.
Cust's best home run year with the A's was 33 in 2008. Right back to Gio Gonzalez. He reaches down, grabs it, and that is out number 2. That was not one of those soft line drives. That was a shot.
Well, Gio falls off a little bit towards the third base side and reached back and made a very nice catch on a hard liner by Jack Cust. And so that time squared himself to the mound, to the home plate area, and maybe helped him reach down and make the catch. Put your heart back in the right spot, Gio, and then continue pitching to Mr. Smoke, because that ball was smoked.
Gonzalez with 3 walks, 2 strikeouts in the game. He's allowed 4 hits. Down the left field line. Kuzmanov made a dive, could not get it. So Justin Smoke will have a 2-out double.
Coco robbed Smoke of a base hit last inning, or his last at bat. This time, Kuz tried to do it, couldn't quite get to the ball. Great effort, but the ball was hooking away from him.
It's the Mariners' first hit since the 3rd inning.
Miguel Olivo.
So here's Miguel Olivo, a strikeout and a walk so far in the game. Breaking ball in for a strike. Nothing better than it. First pitch, breaking ball, called strike. Swing and a miss on the fastball.
And a great Chef Rodney has come through again. Chef Rodney here at the Coliseum has brought up a nice little plate of goodies for you.
Yep, desserts. Little fruitcake desserts. By the looks of them, I could probably eat about 30 of them.
It's nice of Chef Rodney in the 3rd game of the season. Got the boys over in the radio booth looking on again, wondering what's going on. Well,
Like to help him out, but
let's see. 2 for you.
3 for me, 2 for you.
Milton Bradley with a 2-out double in the 4th. Gio got out of that inning, trying to do it again here after the 2-out double by Smoke.
Got it with a breaking ball. Levo chased it, and Gonzalez gets out of the jam. Runner stranded, bottom of the 6th coming up. 2-1 Athletics. Coors Light Pregame is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Some great shots from around the ballpark on Japanese Heritage Day. We'll see Matsui second in this inning as Willingham will lead it off. 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error for the Athletics. 1 run, 5 hits, and an error for the Seattle Mariners. Drive to right center field. Langerhand's on the run, not going to get it. Willingham hits the bag at first, heads for second, and he's going to have a leadoff double.
It's an outstanding opposite field hitting by Josh Willingham. When you're a complete hitter, you don't just think about home runs. They come naturally. They just happen. Inside out swing, stayed inside the ball, and a great opposite field double by Willingham. Got the foot down, back, and that's just a great swing by a powerful hitter, not trying to pull the pitch for a home run. Got a lot of ground ball outs, a lot of pop-ups. That time ball was driven, no chance for the center fielder Langerhans to get to the ball. Just kept slicing away from it.
Here's Matsui. It's the 5th time in 6 innings that the A's have had their leadoff man aboard. Left center, shallow. Bradley coming in on the run. Basket catch for out number 1. So Matsui unable to get Willingham over.
Well, Matsui is a professional hitter. He knows that he did not accomplish what he set out to do. And with his type of swing, a lot of times he's rolled over on pitches to hit the ball to the right side, which would have been perfect in this situation, but it didn't happen. Sometimes you just have to credit the pitcher, the kind of pitch he makes, to avoid allowing the hitter to do what he wants to do.
Kurt Suzuki is 1 for 2. The Angels got out of that mess, even though the Royals did tie it. The Royals had the bases loaded, 1 out, and could not get that winning run home. So the Royals and the Angels, extra innings tied at 9 in Kansas City. Higgins has it. Suzuki got jammed to throw in time. So Kurt is retired, and Willingham stays at second base. So they have been unable to move Willingham off second base so far.
Well, Kurt Suzuki did something that don't necessarily have to do unless you have 2 strikes. He swung at a pitch like he thought he had 2 strikes and trying to protect. As the ball was inside, and, let it go. Let's see, bring the hands in the ultra mo, and that was definitely a pitcher's pitch, not able to extend the way he wanted to. Start to swing, try to hold up to strike, still have another chance.
So it's up to Mark Ellis to try to get Willingham home, pad the A's lead a little bit. So it bounced into left field, a base hit. Here comes Bradley, throw to the plate, offline, and Ellis comes through with a 2-out RBI hit. Couple of RBIs this afternoon for Mark Ellis.
Boy, it's great hitting. Great to see Mark Ellis with the 2 runs batted in, especially the infield back. The last time gets a runner in, this time with 2 outs and a runner at second. Boy, you'd think one of those guys would have been trying to dive for the ball. Figgins didn't, Ryan didn't, and went to the outfield. Well, one of the infielders has to do in that situation is dive, knock the ball down. It's going to keep the run from scoring. So a good break by the A's in this situation. Good hitting by Ellis, and no dive by an infielder. You know, as a catcher, always you get out with a runner like that, you say, knock it down. Sure. Do anything you can to keep the ball on the infield, which means you get your uniform dirty if you have to. When you have Cliff Clavin to clean these uniforms, what are you worried about? Just come out and play like in a pig's pen.
So that would be dirty. A must-dive situation.
You have to, yeah. I mean,
2 outs, runner on second.
And a ground ball that splits the gap between second and short and third. Somebody's got to get down on it, but nobody did, and Gio gets another run on his side.
And we're not saying either guy would have made the play, but you increase your chances of knocking the ball down by diving.
Right, and the thing is, you don't care about the base hit that Mark Ellis hit. It's to keep the runner from second from scoring. If he's at third, you don't even think about diving because it's a base hit. He's going to score anyway. Not in a situation like that.
Yeah. 2-1 to Kuzminov. Singleman scored in the 3rd, grounded out in the 4th. So Kuz 1 for 9 opening up this season. Make it 2 for 10 as he singles right up the middle. Ellis will make the turn and stop at second.
Kuz with a hit to right field. First at bat, this one up the middle. That's what you try to do. Just take what you give, and that pitch was outside, and Kuz, as he showed all spring, had a very good spring and has continued with 2 hits this afternoon.
So we're going to get a pitching change. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. ninth and looking for more. They lead 3-1. First and second, 2 outs. Cliff Pennington will hit, and we have a major league debut. Josh Lukey. Tall right-hander, 6'5", 220 pounds. Josh Lukey. The Mariners tell us he's a hard thrower. Good look at 26-year-old. He was part of the Cliff Lee trade. One of the 4 players that the Mariners got from Texas, from Cliff Lee. 3 runs, 2 earned for Pfister in 5 2/3. That wasn't a fastball,
no,
but
it's
it was good off speed.
Well, a lot of motion. Then pulls the string.
'17th round pick by the Texas Rangers in 2007. So 4 years in the minor leagues, and this is his major league debut. Ellis at second and Kuzminoff at first.
3 changeups in succession after a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. He's going 81, 80, 77 on changeups.
Fastball, swing and a miss, struck him out. A run on 3 hits for the A's. On to the 7th inning. The A's with a 3-1 lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to Diamond Vision.
Be hiding 130 mini bases throughout the East Bay for you to steal legitimately. Starting April 18th, 10 bases will be hit each day for 13 days. Clues will be posted on the A's Facebook and Twitter pages, so be sure to follow and check for the daily clue. Fans who find one of the bases win 2 tickets for the April 30th game and a voucher for a Ricky Henderson bobblehead. For more information, visit oaklandathletics.com/steal the base.
All right.
Well, at least you get a clue.
Last time we read that promo, we were thinking, I think some clues need to be thrown out there. East Bay's a big place. Langerhans, Ryan, Wilson, bottom 3 in the Mariners order against Gio Gonzalez. That was pitch number 93 from Gonzalez. The bullpen is quiet.
Well, his first bat, of course, the bottom three in the batting order. Very important inning for Gio Gonzalez, and especially starting with the guy who hit a home run off of him in the second inning on a 2-2 fastball. Just challenge him. If he does it again, it's still a 1-run lead.
Broken bat, middle of the diamond. Kuzminov can't get it. Pennington picks it up with the bare hand, but it's going to be a hit. There's always a joke in the dugout, Ray. A grown man hit that ball.
Well, I see Cliff got a little bit of a late start and then started a bare hand wisely, did not make the throw. But it's one of those that you just can't tell how hard the ball is hit. And he hesitated. I don't know that he'd thrown him out anyway. Langerhans runs well, especially starting out from the left side.
Here's Ryan, and now there is going to be some action in the bullpen.
Well, there's no doubt Gio Gonzalez has to be thinking, this is my inning, get through the 7 and turn it over to the bullpen for the 8th and 9th. Still has enough left.
Well, a manager's delight, right? At least 7 innings from your starter. There's a ball loose out in left field. Willingham turns around and retrieves it.
Brandon Buckley, of course, longtime bullpen catcher for the A's, one of the best. At any time a pitcher needed to hurry and get loose and needed some extra time, he'd always allow a ball to get by him. Call time, the pitcher in the bullpen gets about 4 extra throws, and I'm ready. I don't think Landon Powell let that one intentionally get by him, though.
And if you asked Buck, hey, did you do that? No, I would never do that. Brandon's probably watching. We knew all of your tricks.
It's a good one, though. Especially in one
taught it to that guy, probably.
One of the few stadiums in which the bullpens are actually out of the playing field. And you couldn't do that. But they're behind the fence, so a ball gets away. It's no big deal. Except in Texas, if you airmail one, you can get it.
You can do it in Texas, I guess, right?
You can airmail the catcher. That's a bad pitch, though. You don't want to.
Suspicious.
Yeah.
2-2 to Brendan Ryan, who is grounded out and walked. And now 3-2. So Gio maybe getting a little tired. 101 pitches. He walked 2 in the 5th. Gave up a double in the 6th. A jam shot leading off here in the 7th. Runner goes and pitch is fouled to the right. Second down.
Well, best case scenario now to get a strike him out, throw him out. Just a question of whether Gio or Kurt would have anything thrown here except a fastball. Curveball, if he throws it to Ryan, probably get a strikeout. But have to throw it close enough that it would swing and miss, because you have to think he's going to be sitting fastball all the way.
Runner goes again, and this one's popped up, and that will also reach the seats. Last night, Grant Balfour threw 27 pitches out of the bullpen. Brian Fuentes threw 29.
Two fastballs and a 3-2 count, both fouled back. Always tempting as a catcher. Let's throw a wrinkle, see if we can get him a strikeout. Still say it'd be a pretty good pitch, because his fastball and curveball thrown the same. They're both thrown hard. Curveball has a big bite to it.
Runner runs, and it's just a bit outside. He went with a fastball. So 2 on and nobody out here in the 7th, with Blevins close to being ready out in the bullpen.
It's going to be a sacrifice by Jack Wilson that just is part of the batting order, and unfortunately for the A's, if you get the button down, it's second and third with Ichiro coming up. So it's a matter of Bob Guerin maybe asking Gio how he feels, knowing the situation with a couple of guys on.
So everybody on the mound for the A's except the outfielders.
Well, Blevins is ready. It's just a matter of what the decision is going to be, and it is going to be leave him in.
Now batting, number 2, Jack Wilson.
So here's Jack Wilson. Wilson, a ground out, fielder's choice. He's there to bunt this time, and the pitch is a bit outside. Gio snaps the ball back.
That's pitch number 105, and for Gio, just, well, this is where you look for a little bit extra adrenaline considering situation.
2-0. Langerhans is at second, Ryan at first.
Pitch is outside the fastballs. He's just not finishing, and that's really not a great place for him to try to throw.
Bunted, and bunted nicely. Kuzminov has it. He throws, and they just get Wilson at first. So Wilson bunted it exactly where he wanted to, make the third baseman field it, and the sacrifice successful.
Well, he had Gio in a position where he had to throw a strike, so that enabled him, Jack Wilson that is, to do exactly what you're supposed to do. Figured it's going to be a fastball down the middle of the plate, and it was. Now the infield's going to play back. Gio going after the ball, but Kuz feeling it, had to hurry because Wilson runs well. And the last thing you want there is to not get an out.
Ichiro takes low with a fastball. Second and third, one out here in the top of the seventh. That fastball called a strike by home plate umpire Paul Emmel. Outfield, Crisp just shifted 3-4 steps toward left center field. Willingham shallow and left. Bouncer, Gio has it, looks to runner back, throws to first, and that is a huge out, folks.
Wow.
Just a little bouncer right back to Gonzalez. He made sure he fielded it.
And the only place that Ichiro doesn't get a hit, the only place on the infield the ball hit that softly, is back to Gio. Otherwise, it's a base hit. Maybe not even a run driven in, but an infield hit. Langerhans was not going on contact. He was holding his position, but what a great big out for Gio and the A's.
So here's Figgins. Curveball drops low. No hits today for Figgins. A hit and a walk started the inning. Then the sacrifice by Wilson. Ichiro bounces out. Shot foul, so Gonzalez trying to get Figgins. He is working hard. 113 pitches for Gio.
Well, Gio's going to get an extra day with the off day tomorrow. A's will be traveling, and they're going to stay with everybody on rotation. So Gio will get Saturday in Toronto or in Minneapolis.
Good curve, 2-2.
So in other words, let it go. Don't hold anything back and strike away from it. Good curveball. Kind of guided it in, but got to strike. The backdoor breaking ball.
That one right past Langerhans, the runner at third. So the count remains 2-2. The crowd of over 22,000, knowing this is a huge, huge spot in this ballgame. Could be the difference in the game.
Back-to-back curveballs. The first one called on the outside. The second one pulled as it was inside.
Curveball struck him out. So Gonzalez gets out of the jam. 116 pitches, and he leaves with a 3-1 lead. Seventh inning stretch time at the Coliseum. The 3-1 lead, and big strikeout of Figgins. 116 pitches. So he's 6 outs away from getting his first win here in 2011, and doing it in his first start. Very, very strong performance by Gio Gonzalez. Bottom of the 7th, top of the order for the A's. It's Josh Lukey. A triple in the 3rd inning knocked in a run for the A's. This one's driven to center. Langerhans looked like he was fighting it, and he missed it. Coco Crisp hits the bag at second. He'll stop there as the relay throw goes to no man's land. And Langerhans, he couldn't see it either. We'll see what the ruling is.
Tough to penalize a guy. I mean, he barely got a glove on it, but still, if you give one a Sun double, you have to give another one. It is a double. Should be. Good call.
Now batting, first baseman, number 10, Derek.
Concentration. He did not use his glove that much to shade, and wow. And then he ducked after the ball had already just skimmed past his face. That's a bad time to duck.
So it is indeed a double. He's with 4 doubles and a triple this afternoon. So Barton will hit. Well, when you see 2 major league outfielders just completely lose balls in the sun in the same game, that tells you just how difficult the sun is.
Absolutely.
Because you just don't see it very often. Derek Barton 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 5th.
Well, last year in this situation, Derek Barton would be bunting to try to monitor. This is what the outfielders are looking at. Take a look at that. Try to find a baseball at that picture. Great job. See, we talked to Bob Guerin, actually, the exhibition game about Derek Barton and these situations, and we mentioned to him down in Arizona against Colorado. But you know, there's a sign, and get him over any way you can. Right now, 2 strikes, he's going to have to swing the bat, but he may go to left field. There's a huge hole on the left side with Ryan holding Coco Crisp at second. So if they stay outside with the fastball or any kind of pitch, then shoot it to left field. Strong believer you can advance a runner. You don't have to always pull it to the right side to advance it. Ryan talking to Coco, but you watch, he's not going to move that much farther over towards the shortstop hole. Look at the hole on the left side.
This one hit down the right field line, headed toward the seats, and it will make the seats. Royals batting in the bottom of the 11th inning, still tied 9-9, the Angels and the Royals.
You know, if Coco keeps having a conversation with Ryan at shortstop, he's going to have a huge hole on the left side. Just keep talking.
That's true. The battle continues between Lukey and Barton. Barton works the count back to even, 2-2, with De Jesus in the on-deck circle. So a full count. Hayes with 9 hits in the ball game. Mariners with 6. And he walked it. So pretty good at bat by Derek Barton. So 2 on and nobody out. Ace Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Cache Creek's Fortune Hunter giveaway with thousands of cash prizes every day. Visit cachecreek.com for details. So that walk to Barton, the first walk issued by a Mariners hitter, or a Mariners pitcher, excuse me, today.
Well, the infielder's talking to the mound about a possible bunt. I don't know that David Day is just going to do that or not, but at least they're getting prepared just in case. With certain guys, the A's will sacrifice. Others that, especially if you take your third place hitter, which usually is your best hitter. I think it just the way it happens to be with De Jesus, Willingham, and Matsui left, right, and left in this particular part of the batting order. But one thing it does do is bring the infielders in. Higgins at third in front of the bag.
No bunt shown by De Jesus, and with that third baseman in, even though De Jesus, a left-handed hitter, he sprays the ball around. And with Ryan holding Crisp at second, there is a huge hole on the left side of the diamond. Right now, De Jesus is just looking for something to hit, and he's not getting it. But the good thing is he's now heading the count 2-0. Well, the pitching coach, Carl Willis, comes out.
Talk about a perfect scenario for a pitching coach. Carl came up last year when Don Wakamatsu was fired. Finished out the season with Darren Brown as Paulie gets loose in the bullpen. But Carl Willis, with his former boss and manager, Eric Wedge, getting the job in Seattle. It's just perfect for him to stay on and be here with Eric Wedge.
The third base coach, Jeff Datz, was with the Indians. Robbie Thompson was with the front office of the Indians. He's now on the coaching staff. So a heavy Indians connection on that Mariners staff. Two and 0 to De Jesus. A couple of fly balls to left field and a ground out to third for De Jesus today. 3-0.
And the Indians, they turned a triple play today.
Yes, they did, and they
won.
Got their first W. They beat the White Sox 7-1.
Justin Masterson, nice job for the Indians as they were on the verge of being swept and having a lot of runs scored against them.
Inside, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Well, and that's why I'm thinking about a sacrifice, but if a pitcher has a tough time throwing strikes, you don't want to give yourself up, get him out if he's not throwing strikes.
Now ready, left fielder, number 16.
So a huge opportunity for the A's to break this baby open with the cleanup hitter Josh Willingham stepping up. Crisp at third, Barton at second, De Jesus at first. So good speed on the bases. Willingham, swing and a miss.
And we talked earlier as the A's had a runner at third and less than 2 outs. And infield was back. Now, later in the game, infield's in, bases loaded, and nobody out. Trying to cut down the runner at the plate. Willingham hits the ball hard on the ground, could find its way to the outfield and score 2.
Fastball right there for a strike. It's 0-2. Willingham 1 for 3. Double, he reached on an error. Strikeout, he has scored a pair of runs today. Swing and a miss on a big breaking ball, and Willingham on 3 pitches strikes out. 1 out, and a great opportunity for Hideki Matsui.
Well, for a guy who had trouble throwing strikes to Barton and De Jesus, 3 perfect pitches to Willingham. Well, it's maybe a day set up for Hideki Matsui.
Oh, I think you're absolutely correct.
Hit number 2,500 combined in his first at bat with a double to left field. No place to put him now. Infield back. Drive in your first run, Godzilla.
Outside.
This is what the A's were hoping for, at least have these opportunities and have success by bringing on De Jesus, Willingham, and Matsui, middle part of the batting order.
Pop-up, shallow right. Ichiro racing in. He's not going to get it. He'll throw to second. The throw is offline. Everybody's safe, and a run scores. Ichiro playing pretty deep, And he came racing in. He just could not get there. So it's a hit and an RBI for Matsui.
And you play deep and don't get a particularly great jump. Good things are going to happen in this case for Matsui. As a high fly ball, look where Ichiro's playing. And then a slight hesitation enough for it to drop in front of him. A quick throw to second base offline, trying to get the force out.
So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up your oil change. Tune Up and Smog Experts.
Every Wednesday this season, you can get a Plaza Level, Plaza Outfield, or Plaza Reserve ticket for just $2. Take advantage of the special offer during some of the biggest matchups of the year with the Red Sox, the Rangers, the Yankees, and more. Get tickets for all part $2 Wednesdays at the Coliseum box office or by calling 877-493-BALL. You can also go to order online. Visit OaklandAthletics.com. Part $2 Wednesdays, always a popular promotion here at the Coliseum. Look forward to seeing you on the nose as well as other games here at the Coliseum. Or you can watch it right here on Comcast Sportsnet California in high definition.
So David Pauly, the right-hander, is the new pitcher for the Seattle Mariners. First pitch strike to Kurt Suzuki. Bases loaded, one out, a run in.
David Pauly, good sinking fastball. Of course, if you're a manager, pitching coach, you want somebody who can come in and try to get a ground ball. Suzuki trying to get the ball in the air or through the infield. Pauly has a good sinker along with a curveball, slider, and changeup. A good velocity on his fastball.
Pauly made 15 starts last year for Seattle. Called up midseason. This is the first time that he has been on a major league roster on opening day. David Pauly, 27 years old. An inside curveball again.
But a lot of times when a curveball hangs, and could have been the case the last at bat for Curtin, and this one that had to be looking as big as a basketball, because right there it's a ball, but then your eyes light up thinking I got a chance to hit a hanger, and it's got into his hands too much. Maybe kind of a backup breaking ball instead of a true break on it.
Oh, and that hits Kurt Suzuki, and he'll get an RBI. Maybe a bruise as well, but he'll take it. Trotting in his Bart, and it's 5-1.
Hitter has 2 strikes. You take one for the team anytime. If you look back to Friday night when Kurt Suzuki had Olivos fall on his ankle, this is nothing compared to what happened Friday night. If he could get through and play last night and today after his ankle injury on Friday, it's just another bruise that he knows he's going to have quite a few throughout the season.
Here's Mark Ellis, who has a couple of RBIs today. So Mark has a chance to have a big day. Ellis with an RBI ground out in the 4th, a 2-out RBI single in the 6th.
That's a breaking ball. It didn't break. Zing was talking about Friday night. Remember the couple of pitches, and he said just slipping out of his hand, had to adjust his grip. So maybe the little bit of a breeze and cooler weather this afternoon, although in the sun probably not cool. You have to grab some pine tar.
Grab some pine tar?
Yeah, put on the baseball.
So 2-1 to Ellis with Kuzminov in the on-deck circle. A pair of runs in. The A's here in the 7th. And now 3-1. His pitch is outside. He walked in a run. 6-1. So Paulie has hit a batter with the bases loaded and then walked a batter with the bases loaded.
Well, a manager's nightmare. The inning starts with a ball lost in the sun. Carl Willis is going to visit. And then a walk, strikeout, bloop, hit, batter, walk.
That's an ugly inning.
Except for the A's. They'll take it.
We are glad that Kurt Suzuki is playing because we were worried. This was the play on Friday night. It was ugly.
Play at the plate, thrown by Pennington. The ball went into the runner. And then Olivo came down, watched the left ankle, just twisted it, and then got it again. Kurt landed on it himself, limping, and went down, was intended to, stayed in for the rest of the inning, then came out. But remarkably, in the game last night and again this afternoon. Maybe it's the facial hair.
Kuzminov drives one to center. Langerhans is back. Gets there to make the catch. Matsui tags. He'll come in to score. Sacrifice fly for Kuzminov, and it's a 4-run 7th inning. The A's have busted it open here in the 7th.
Well, first pitch hitting, not a bad idea by Kuz. And the ball knuckling to Langerhans in center field, so he had no chance to think about throwing out. Matsui was not anyway, as Matsui runs well. Good to see those surgically repaired knees moving nicely.
So the final line is in for Josh Lukey in his major league debut, and he's not going to be real happy with that. 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout.
Both walks scored. Who knows what might have happened had Coco's ball been caught in center field instead of caught up in the sun for Langerhans.
Shallow left, but Bradley's there. He makes the catch, side retired. A's score 4 as we head to the 8th. The Athletics 7 and the Mariners 1. a much better day today for the A's and Japanese Heritage Day. The A's leading 7-1, top of the 8th inning. Jerry Blevins is the new pitcher. Sergio Gonzalez, 7 innings of very good work. The only run he gave up was the Langerhans home run.
116 pitches in your first start of the season says a lot.
He's been up, knocks it down, picks it up, throws, and they just get Bradley at first. So Kuz hanging with it. Hard hit ball.
I think Kuz already feels in the first 3 games of the season, they call it the hot corner for a reason. Because he's had some hot shots. And this one a little bit to his left, but able to handle it, especially to keep it in front of him. Reach down with his glove and make a strong throw to Derek Barton. Made a nice stretch. Bring the ball down. Well, when you're 90 feet away from a hard hitting right-hander, seems like he's laying right on top of it.
Here's Cust. And the Rangers won their game today 5-1, sweeping the Red Sox. Rangers hit 4 more home runs today. They hit 11 home runs and scored 26 runs in that 3-game series. Baltimore swept the Rays in St. Petersburg. 5-1 today was the final. Zach Britton, Major League debut, got the win. Britton, one of the very highly touted young pitchers for the Baltimore Orioles. Strike 3 call. Good pitch right on the outside corner.
Jack Cust facing the A's this year is going to see a steady diet of left-handers. It's 3 starters and 4 in the bullpen, and takes a fastball perfectly thrown by Jerry Blevins outside corner for a strikeout.
So Cust 1 for 4, and here's Smoke. So the Rays were swept, and they had to put Evan Longoria on the 15-day disabled list today. Oblique.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
That's right.
Oblique strain, and they expect him to be out at least 3 weeks. So that's a fairly significant amount of time. And the Rays off to an 0-3 start.
Those 3 games in Tampa.
Yeah. Twins beat the Blue Jays 4-3. So Minnesota salvages the 3rd and final game of that series.
By the way, the Orioles finished last year under Buck Showalter taking over, and finished very strongly. And starting out 3-0, they might start believing in themselves in that tough Eastern Division.
No, they'll score some runs. Yeah, added to their offense quite a bit, and they have some good young pitchers who are almost there. But it's a tough division. 2-out walk.
The new radio home of the A's, 95.7 The Wolf. Today's country and your all-time favorites. Join A's broadcasters Ken Korick and Vince Cotroneo for all the action. 95.7 The Wolf broadcast start with the pregame show with Chris Townsend, as well as the Bob Guerin Show. Following the broadcast team's postgame wrap-up, Townsend returns to host his hour-long A's talk. It's always good. It's the Oakland A's coming to you on 95.7 The Wolf. Country music. There's your country star right there. Ken Korick. Korick and Cotroneo start wearing cowboy boots to the game.
Sure, driving a pickup truck. Dog in the back.
Rack.
Miguel Olivo is the hitter. He skies one. Shallow center. Ellis is out. Ellis has the hand up, indicating he's got it under control. Son, no problem for Mark Ellis. He makes the catch. Bottom of the 8th. Coming up 7-1 A's. Game summary is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Langerhans with the early home run. That gave the Mariners a 1-0 lead, but then it's been all A's. Coco Crisp a big afternoon. Mark Ellis with an RBI single in the 6th, and then 4 runs in the 7th. Plenty for Gio Gonzalez. Gio 7 innings, 6 hits. Just 1 run, that was the home run. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 116 pitches for Gio Gonzalez, and he's in line for the W. 1-6-1 for Seattle, 7-10-1 for the Athletics. That is your Toyota game summary. Top of the order for the A's, Coco Crisp, Derek Martin, and David DeJesus. A's batted around in the 7th inning. And another new pitcher for the Seattle Mariners, Tom Wilhelmsen. Tom Wilhelmsen. Three hits today for Coco Crisp. If he homers here, he's going to hit for the cycle. Not going to happen as he bounces to smoke. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Now batting, first baseman
Wilhelmsen, the pitcher for the Seattle Mariners. The young man who was out of baseball for a long time. In fact, he was out of organized baseball from 2004 to 2008. Got back in it last year. Had a good year in the minor leagues. And he made the Mariners out of spring training this year. So good story, Tom Wilhelmsen. 6'6", 200-pounder. Barton is 0 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch. He has walked and he has scored a run. One other score in the American League we have not mentioned. The Tigers beat the Yankees today 10-7. So Tigers salvaged the final game of that series. 7 home runs were hit. 4 by the Yankees, 3 by the Tigers. Posada hit a pair. Cabrera hit a pair, and Teixeira hit his 3rd.
That's scary for Mark Teixeira, who typically has a horrible month of April, and he has started blazing hot. Yankees have to be ecstatic. Of course, Mark Teixeira himself has to be very happy with his start first weekend.
So what did you think of what Brian Cashman said about his relief pitcher?
I didn't like it.
It was a little strange, wasn't it? If you know the story. The Yankees in the offseason signed a left-handed reliever by the name of Pedro Feliciano, who had some pretty good years with the New York Mets. Gave him a 2-year contract. Milton Bradley coming in, still coming in, and he goes into a slide and he caught it. Nice play by Milton Bradley. So that is out number 2.
Interesting call by Bruce Dreckman, the third base umpire. You'd like to know as a runner if this ball is caught or not. Dreckman gave the fair side and then the outside. How about, I think we know it's fair. Plenty of room to know that's a fair ball. And Derek Barton rounded first. Dreckman's in the top of the screen. But great play by Milton Bradley. But there's the umpire making the fair call. Oh, and by the way, he caught it too.
Yes, he did. He's out.
Had a bit of a mix-up last night, and a ball hit towards second. That would have been Rob Drake, second base umpire last night, making a non-call.
Oh, 0-1 to DeJesus. So Pedro Feliciano, pitching for the Mets from 07 to 010 or 2010, made 344 relief appearances. That's a lot. That's a lot.
But those statistics are known by everybody.
Oh yeah, yes they were. And Brian Cashman said he was abused. Quote, the use pattern was abusive. So he's talking about the Mets and how they used him.
Right.
So everybody who reads this article is going to say, then why did you sign him if you thought this way?
For $6 million.
Exactly. And the Mets pitching coach, Dan Warthen, he commented on it as well, and he wasn't real happy about it. DeJesus strikes out 7-1. A's will try to wrap it up in the ninth.
Hideki Matsui on Japanese Heritage Day. Hideki hit number 2,500 combined, Japanese baseball and U.S. baseball. So congratulations to Hideki, who tips his cap to the fans on hand, and you get another hit. Number 2,501. A little bit later, drive in a run, his first run batted in as a member of the Athletics.
Jerry Blevins will try to get the final 3 outs and get the A's their first victory here in 2011. The A's will travel tomorrow to Toronto to start that 9-game road trip. Mariners will head to Texas after the game. They will start a 3-game series against the Rangers. So Texas 3, or the Mariners 3 in Texas, then an off day on Thursday, and they will have their home opener on Friday against the Cleveland Indians.
Listening to the Yankees game driving in today, and heard John Sterling talk about, well, you had mentioned Feliciano, but about around the league how few left-handed relievers there are, that a manager's happy to have one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, John, if you check the roster of the Oakland A's, how about 4 lefties?
Number 1, Luis Rodriguez.
Here's Luis Rodriguez. Well, that story we were talking about, what Brian Cashman said, the reliever we're talking about, Feliciano, is on the DL. He's got a sore arm.
Shock.
Which, you know, hey, that is a lot of appearances, but the Mets pitching coach, and that's who Feliciano was with, Dan Warthen, said, "I feel badly that someone feels that way." Quote, "That was part of the reason we decided not to re-sign him." And then he said, "We knew he had been used 270 times. They didn't know that when they signed him?" Question mark. And that sort of is the point we're trying to make.
And there is no doubt Feliciano is not a closer, because a closer is not going to be used that many times.
Exactly.
And I admit there was not ever a time that Feliciano said, "I need a day. I don't feel like pitching today." It's like Frank Breslow. You know, Breslow, never say no.
But I guess sometimes maybe the manager needs to say no. But you're also trying to win games. Sure. a little bit low. 2-1 to Luis Rodriguez, who's the pinch hitter. They're still playing in Kansas City, 9-9, bottom of the 13th inning. 3-1 now to the switch hitting Luis Rodriguez. Adam Kennedy will hit next. This one popped. Pennington out. Cliff turns around and makes the catch, and looking right up into that sun. Not an easy play, but he handled it for out number 2. Here's Adam Kennedy.
Ladies and gentlemen, batting for Jack Wilson, number 4, Adam Kennedy.
So here's Kennedy, the pinch hitter.
Good sign by the Mariners and signing Kennedy. So take a look at Cliff Pennington. With the wind blowing in a little bit, knocking the ball down. Looked like it might have a chance to be a bloop base hit.
So Adam Kennedy had a season with the Athletics. Signed a minor league deal with the Seattle Mariners with the invitation to spring training, but I think the Mariners probably had a decent idea that Kennedy was going to make their team. The last couple years in Washington. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, and that's going to do it. So the A's get their first win of 2011, the first of many, what we all hope, as they salvage the final game of this 3-game series. The final score, A's 7 and the Mariners 1. So Gio Gonzalez gets the win in his first start, and the A's will head on the road for a 9-game trip with a 1-2 record. A's win it this afternoon 7-1 over the Mariners. Don't go away. A's postgame live with Henry Wolford and Shooty Babbitt starts right now.